Hi, What's here, and welcome back to Football Manager 2020, where we are in the aftermath, the post-season of 2022 to 23. We've been promoted to Sky Bet League 1. Obviously hasn't been made official quite yet. There's still all the playoffs to go and all that sort of stuff, but we are, for all intents and purposes, in League 1, and that'll be reflected when the season ticks over around June time, I believe. Got to be within fantastic shout of Hume or Wright Phillips winning Player of the Season. Got to be within a great shout of winning Manager of the Season. But most importantly, we are promoted. Now, what I've been doing off recording is looking at our squad. So I've unhidden anyone who's not actually at the club at the moment and moved them into the appropriate squad where I see their future lying. I've also looked at some contract offers. I can't remember if I did this on camera or not, on recording or not, but we've got two of our players who've got release clauses I've managed to get offers into, and Benjamin Garai, whose contract ends, I've offered him a 2-year extension with a bit of a pay rise. There are other players that I need to look at, like Bergstrom, like who else was there? There was Bergstrom, there's Callum Hume, I think there might be one or two others as well, who've got who've got release clauses but have declined the contract that I offered them. So I need to figure that out before someone comes in and snaps them up. We've also got some people like this keeper here who's a half decent prospect, but maybe he's just not going to make it. What I then did is I looked at the under 23 squad, and again, you know, they're generally just not good enough. So Peter Picard is one of our youth intakes who's been offered a full-time contract. In terms of availability, with the exception of the two keepers who've been made available for the reserves on the first team and Peter Picard, everyone else is listed for sale. Right? We've got asking prices set, we've got some interest, we've offered some of them out. This is an opportunity to try and get a couple of 100,000 maybe. But also to clear out, you know, these two are going to go anyway, so that's 900 quid a week saved. But then there is, you know, all of this here as well to take off our wage bill, which is, you know, not an insignificant amount. In fact, Peter Picard, you know, 3, 7, 17, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7, about 7,500 a month, just coming from there. Once you add Kabashi and people like that, that'll get up to 7,500. We also looked at our under 18 squad, and again we've got all these players that we can get rid of. There's a lot of players being set for release. These guys weren't good enough to be offered a contract, so they've got trials that end soon, and then the rest of them are just on these contracts for a while. Peter Picard obviously available, so that's what we've been busy doing. What have I done that for? We've then got our scouts, and effectively I've looked at our shortlist. I've cleared our default, cleared our 1st of July, cleared our first 11, cleared our squad, and cleared our top priorities. Went through all the players, and we've whittled it down to 19 that will remain on our list. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be immediate targets, but we have put in a couple of bids and a couple of inquiries. So in terms of going out, we'll fill that in a second. Dylan Thompson, we've made an inquiry about. He's a good defender, only 20, matches up well against Walcott, but a little bit smaller. Hilton is a youth player. We've offered him a contract, 400 quid a week. Only 17. Scott Robertson, we know is already coming in. Lewis Reed, again, we've offered a contract to of 500 quid a week. Joe Ridley is a potential striker or left winger. We've made an inquiry about him. And the same as Aidan Marsh, who's another striker. Made an inquiry there as well. That's it. That's effectively what we've done. So we're just going to push time on a little bit and see if anyone comes in for any of our players. They have done. Offers made for Horsfall. So we offered him out. 15,000. We're going to accept the offer off York. There we go. Burton. Reject offer. And Blackpool. They're in League One. Reject offer. Are they being relegated? They're going the other way, right? They're not. Family's complete. He's 26-year-old. He's not good enough. Right. So there you go. We're potentially getting rid of Horsfall, and he's one of our highest paid in the list of people we don't want. No offers for 4 players. Sawunmi, who's available for release anyway. Stevenson, just generally dump. Whittaker is available to leave. Chatwana is no interest. Ask Stevenson to speak to clubs. Ugumbas tweaked the hamstring. It's going to be fine. Our under 23s and under 18s have a game. So we'll be in presses for them. And they win 2-0. I think that is it for the under 23s. I think that was their last game. Yeah, under 23s are done. Under 18s got an absolute pasting by Middlesbrough. Luc de Jong, man of the match. Well, no wonder we got hammered. Former Newcastle and PSV. Seems a bit harsh. Let's reject Marsh bid. Not for sale at any price. Okay. Right, Phillips has signed a new contract. Getting rid of his release clause and also reducing his pay rise from 25 to 10. Borough reject Ridley bid. Okay. And Everton have rejected the bid for the inquiry about Dylan Thompson. Realistically, we're not going to be able to attract him to our club. Brighton avoid relegation. Then 12th. One dates in May. We've got under 18s, and then we'll get rid of a load of players. Young Player of the Month, Broha, runner-up against Keelan Adams. Matthew Dennis. And I've now got my Continental A license. Which is pretty cool. I'm sure you want to ask about Continental Pro license. Right, I'd like beneficial code. Cool. Takes 12 months, but I'll have my Continental Pro license. Wonderful. Well, Yinka has now signed a contract as well. If I look again, we've got rid of these release clauses and we've reduced these promotion pay rises to 10%. We've still kept the relegations at 25, but I've also got an optional extension of 1 year. Roan report, coming back at some point. Garay has signed a new deal as well. And again, he's got no pay rises at all, but he's got a relegation release. He's got this automatic extension if he plays a certain number of games in his final season, and we avoid relegation. But I've also got the option to extend it by 2 years as well. So that effectively could become a 4-year contract. Stewart gets a draw. How was that in the first leg? No. Plymouth knocked them out on penalties. Shame for Leighton Stewart. Sheff would have been relegated from the Championship. Oh wow. We get to play Sheffield Wednesday. They've got players worth millions of pounds. Wow. Pickard signs pre-contract deal. Good. Wright turns professional. Good. It's one of the youth players I offered a contract to. I think it was 2 or 3. Let's go back to the squad. Let's have a look at Bergstrom, for example. Still not happy to discuss a new one. Callum Hume. Still not wanting to discuss a new one. Okay. with Everton. Tom Herdman out for 4 to 5 weeks. What a shame. Right, let's just have a quick check on the under 23. What am I doing that for? Quick check on the under 23s. Someone wants Shelton. Bristol Rovers. Okay, transfer offer to clubs. 100 grand. No one wants Kabashi. Jack Bridges wanted by York. For the clubs. 100 grand. For the clubs, Carvalho is wanted by Tranmere. For the clubs, Angol, Stockport and Accrington. Herdman, Charlie Ball, Whittaker. Okay, see what happens. Probably nothing. Active receipt move, Angol. Carvalho. And Shelton. Okay. Volpe completes his course. Christie finishes scouting Greenwood. There we go. Hilton set to sign for Blyth. So he'll get 15% of his next sale. Reed, exactly the same applies. And Horsfall goes the other direction. So, transfers. The 3 young'uns joining us on the 9th of June. Which, incidentally, is where the Bladen Races is. Fraser Horsfall. Yep, he's going good. League 2 semi-finals. Let's say if Walsall. Wow, it actually should be pretty tight, but I would imagine Walsall should be favourites. Haven't been in great form. Yeah, between those two anyway. But Let's have a look. Blyth under 18s lose again. West Brom have been relegated from the Premier League. Newcastle languishing mid-table. Stockport got a draw against Plymouth. And won on penalties, so they're through to the final, where they'll play Aldershot. So second and third seems fair. Leo Fish has been called up to the World Cup for the under-20s. Jones reports on Peter's progress. Fofana scored for Charlie. So he's in the playoff. And then he went out. Okay. Here's the second leg of the playoffs for us. Well, for our division. Newport win and Cambridge win away from home. Well, that's interesting. I mean, it was really tight anyway, but 6th and 7th. And the under-18s round out with a win. Simon Miller grabbing a brace. Matty Longstaff has joined New York. That remains at Newcastle as a superstar. Here we go. Got the job done. Players inducted into Blyth overall best 11. 5 players. CJ was the pick of the 5. We've gone on to the our left back position. Angle, Damari Phillips, Ogungbo and Walcott. Okay, I'm not sure how Hume isn't in there, but yeah, my bench is far stronger than my first team. Blyth end of season awards: Callum Hume, player of the season, goal of the season, signing of the season, and young player of the season. It's fairly comprehensive. Let's just watch his goal of his Blyth Spartans goal of the season. Ah yes, it's this one. Run, little Humey. Hit it. It's a lovely goal. Season review. All Blyth dreams came true. Yep. FA Cup was disappointing. Average attendance was only 2,000. So if we actually have a look here and look at stadiums, we've got the third smallest. Teams. Team overview. Average attendance 14,000, and we're far worse at the bottom there with 2,006. I mean, that's a crazy delta. It's good dynamics. We don't have any team leaders or influential players. So there's room for someone like a Walcott to step up and learn to be a leader. Who else would be a leader? Tactics, captains, leadership. Hume. Strange one. End of season break back in June. He's on a leadership course July, August, to back mid-August. Then on a leadership course. Excellent. Just doing the same thing. So, club vision and expectations meeting. So, wow. League One, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Leasing.com trophy. Play defensively solid, play counter-attacking football. Okay. Work within the wage budget. Yeah. Mid-table. What? Every year we've been told to avoid relegation, and now all of a sudden they want me to finish mid-table in my first season. Top half. Okay. What about adding end of season meeting? are actually running over on time. So I think we might do that at the start of the next episode. Yeah, why not? Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, we've still got people interested in some of our players. Hopefully we can get a shot of those. Clear to team selection. There you go. Okay, until next time, stay safe. Bye bye.